Are you guys more sort of coffee drinkers or tea drinkers? Or maybe you drink other things instead. I quite like tea. My family's quite a fan of tea. My sister bought some caramel syrup, and I put some in my tea this morning, and I put it in this one as well. So it's quite nice, rather tasty. It's a nice little different change to adding sugar. Anyway, hello again. So, technically first proper video, because the first one on this channel is literally just, what do you call it? Trailer introduction thingamabob. And I've just realised that I've left the screen on Audacity, so you can just see the audio file there. I guess I can leave it there if you like, or would you rather? I could change it back to the channel's logo. Could do that. Could have it like this or like that. That's else. We might as well leave it like this for the video. At least then I can measure the audio, make sure everything looks okay. Yeah. Anyway, so long-winded intro aside. Welcome back welcome back, or welcome full stop. So, funnily enough, I'm pretty sure I've had some good talking points pop up in my mind recently, but me being me, I haven't really written anything down. I had written down a post-it note somewhere, and I think I wanted to talk about portraiture and the human soul. But then, thinking about that now, how do you begin with that? It's such a huge topic. And I don't really know how I would make that sort of interesting for anyone watching. So, yeah, but I guess I will try. I actually wrote an essay. I did write an essay about the purpose and the point of a portrait. You know, why they have worth. I wrote an essay on that topic for my A-level art in my second final year, which is now lost, I think, because at one point my USB ended up breaking, so I didn't have a virtual copy of it anymore, and the only other physical copy I think I gave to my art teachers to mark, and wherever that is now, I have no clue. But anyway, by the end of that essay, my point was that the point of a portrait is that it sort of depicts the human soul in a way, or it comes close to it. Because when you just have a plain photograph, it's just reality. Of course, you can bend, people's perception of reality a little bit with photography. But I think when it comes down to a portrait that's created through art, like a sketch or a painting or something along those lines, it's a lot more intimate, and I think it comes a little bit closer because you have the involvement of the artist who made that portrait. I'm not saying photography isn't its own form of art, it definitely is, but I feel that when you create something with your hands, there's just an extra level of intimacy. My point is, I just spat a bit there, so apologies if that showed up on camera. I swear it wasn't intentional. With a sketch or a painting of a person, not only do you have a depiction of that person, but you have a depiction of the artist who created that piece of art as well. So in essence, you have both their souls sort of culminating in a singular piece. And I think that's a good way of capturing a sense of the human soul, I suppose. This probably sounds very strange and long-winded. A lot of it's just me talking off the top of my head, so yeah, so take it as you will. But that was essentially the point I think I remember making at the end of my essay. And that leads me on to one thing. What is it nowadays with corporations like art style? It's all so one-dimensional and like bland, if that makes sense. I don't mean bland in colour. They're very often colourful enough, but they just tend to be so soulless, And I feel it's, I can't remember the last time I saw a piece of corporate artwork that wasn't, so artificial. And I guess it is artificial. It's corporate. It's usually just made for marketing and stuff. But you could put some soul into it. No disrespect to the marketing artists, but I mean, you could make it just look a bit more appealing. Okay. I think that's most of that tea gone. I don't want to drink anymore because it's loose tea. And otherwise I'll get little bits of loose tea stuck in my teeth and on my tongue, and that's rather unpleasant. So let's not go there. I think it's a real shame that so much advertising artwork now seems so much more soulless. Because, I mean, of course, not to be one of those people who say, oh, back in the day. But I think when you look at a lot of old advertising, when a lot of it was less digital and done by hand, you kind of course, you still had like simplistic artwork in that sense in marketing, but you know, there were illustrations, and that makes sense. And I think well, I was going to say it represented the style of that sort of era. And I guess, I don't know, maybe the corporate artwork of today sort of displays the sort of soul of this era, but that's a bit of a depressing thought if that's the best, you know, representation of this era that can be found. What exactly was the point of this video? So I guess you have, you know, portraiture, you know, when it's handmade or, you know, made by artists in a medium of paint or sketching or charcoal, whatever kind of medium you would use. That tends to be quite intimate, and it shows both the artist's soul and the subject's soul, and I think it's a lot more, well, there's just more beauty in it, you know, because it transcends just what we see, if that makes sense. And corporate artwork is soulless and disappointing. So yeah, well, thank you for watching nonetheless, if you stuck around this long. I probably could ramble on for longer, but I feel I should probably cut it short there. Thank you for watching, I appreciate it. Time of recording this, I'm pretty sure the channel still has no subscribers, which isn't a surprise. I haven't been like advertising it or anything. There's not much reason why the algorithm would pick me up. But thank you nonetheless for watching, person. If you've been watching up to this point, I appreciate it very much. Look after yourself and have a good day, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.